I'm Jake Swartell, and this is Better Odds Fishing.
Oh, that's a nice one. There we go.
The Wacky Rig is a simple technique and flat out the easiest way to catch largemouth bass year round. Whether you're a beginner or advanced angler, adding this to your arsenal is definitely going to help you out. Before I talk too much about it, I just wanted to show it off. It's essentially a plastic stick-style worm with a hook through the middle of it held on by an O-ring. The first thing that makes the Wacky Rig so successful is that it's normally rigged weightless, meaning that there's no weight, it's just the hook and the bait. And this is important because it allows it to stay in the strike zone longer. It's going to slow fall right in front of the fish's face, and they're not going to be able to resist it. The second thing that makes the Wacky Rig so successful is its hook placement. There's various other rigs out there that deal with soft plastic worms, but this is the only one that gives it so much more life. So with the hook in the middle, the bait will naturally flutter and wobble as it's falling down, and anytime you move your rod tip, it'll bend in half. It just seems so much more lifelike. Since the bass are generally going to hit this lure as it's falling, you're going to want to make sure and pay attention to your line. So as it's falling on a semi-slack line, you're going to really notice the parabolic curves similar to what I'm showing you now. If the fish does hit it, you're going to notice the line's going to start straightening out very quickly. If that ever does happen, you see the line straightening up, just go ahead, give it a big old hook set, and fish will be on.
Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, hell yeah. Jesus. Yeah, look at this thing. 7.5. Oh yeah.
If the lure ever does hit the bottom of where you're fishing, you're going to notice the line's going to go from this parabolic curve and slack up a whole bunch. Setting this thing up is quite simple. You're only going to need 3 supplies, first of which being a drop shot hook. I go with the Gamakatsu split shot drop shot hook in a size 1/0. Advantage of this is it has an extra little bend at the end of the hook that's going to hold the worm on the hook a lot better. You're going to lose a lot less baits using this hook. Second thing you need is a rubber O-ring. Bass Pro has a quick rigger tool that makes it quite easy to do. For this, you just throw the worm halfway inside, then you have these O-rings on the other end where you're going to roll one out and simply let it drop onto the bait in the middle of the lure, and then you get a drop shot hook, throw it through the O-ring, and it ends up looking something just like this.
To fish this rig correctly, you're going to want to find some submerged cover in the water and throw your lure slightly past it. The Wacky Rig will fall back towards you, and if there's a fish sitting there, he's going to get it.
As far as color selection goes, when the water is clear, pick something natural. So like a green pumpkin. If the water is getting a little dingy or murky, hard to see through, pick something that's going to be bright. So either a white or a black and blue. So that's it for the Wacky Rig. Thank you for watching. Make sure to drop me a like, a subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.